I'm doing this without a script. I wanted to talk about the other I and I, the Rastafari and I. This is a different thing entirely, and this is something where the I should be capitalized. It's the idea that Rastafarians do not say me or we, but they say I all the time, because the I that they express is the subject of the sentence and therefore the active, and me would be the passive and the recipient of an action or something like that. So their me is reminiscent of slavery, and they don't want to go there. But it also makes a connection in a religious sense, because there is a lot of mixture between the political and the religious in Rastafarian thought, that there is a connection between I, as in the human being, or the man, unfortunately, which is something I want to come back to, and God, and the idea that all the Rasta are gods, or they are God, they're a manifestation of God. And it connects to the biblical quote about I am as I am as well. So there's a mixture there, and they do interesting things with that. But one of the things that I find odd about Rastafarian thought is that although it is political and it is a struggle against oppression, it is very strongly Judeo-Christian based rather than based on their own spiritual traditions, as far as I can tell. And this is quite strange to me, because it would seem to me that they would want to go back to their roots, as it were, but they don't do that. And I think the reason that they don't do that is that, firstly, they're very connected to the narrative of the slaves in Israel, in Egypt, being released and coming to the promised land, which in their case is Ethiopia. And in that they are very lost as far as their own spiritual traditions concerned. That's completely gone. They don't seem to have much memory of it. Although the Haitians and their Voodoo seem to make a connection to West African spiritual traditions. So all that I find a bit odd. Now, there are certain things that do appeal to me. Obviously, the dreads appeal to me, because these are not dreads, obviously, because the idea is it's as close to nature as possible. The i-tal idea, which is to do with making a close connection to what I would call an ancient living state, rather than the current dead state. So you do as little as possible. You're barefoot, and you have long hair, you never cut your hair, and you eat food that's as close to its living state as possible. But there's a lot of other things that don't appeal to me. I don't like their apparent acceptance of the Judeo-Christian tradition. I find their worship of Haile Selassie strange and almost sort of politically naive. I don't get it. And obviously I don't like the patriarchy. And the patriarchy seems to be quite strong there. So that's just generally about the I and I thing. That's a situation where the capital I is, to me, more acceptable. But am I is that just liberal guilt? I don't know. And that kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to say for today. Sorry, this has been a bit vague. It's been an experiment, really, without a script, just to try and make it more spontaneous. Maybe it's not worked, I don't know. You be the judge of that. If it's worked, then please tell me and uprate it and share it. If it's not worked, then tell me how it hasn't worked and how I can improve. Don't forget the pregnancy vlog, and I'll see you tomorrow.